morning's gospel lesson reminds me of a person who was part of my formation and a founding pastor of this church. It reminds me of Terry DeMarco. Terry used to stand up and she would start preaching, and she would say to herself, myself, self, and just start talking to herself. And that was her sermons usually. They were good. God, I ask that you anoint me with your presence. Remove me from fears, concerns, and anxieties, and replace that with the movement of your Holy Spirit within me. Grant to me the words that you wish for me to speak this day, and open the ears of those who would hear whatever message you have for them this day on their faith journey. Amen. David said he read the scriptures and wanted to know how I was going to get to the point of how I came up with my sermon title for this morning. Share the Christ within you. First, let me say that it would not have been that uncommon for people of that day to go to a respected rabbi for advice or counsel regarding a material matter or a dispute, just as we hear it was done in the gospel this morning. However, Jesus was not in the mood to be part of this dispute. Instead, Jesus took the opportunity to teach a lesson to the followers. If a person is blessed with an abundance of riches and or possessions, and that is all that they can see in life, then they have not found the Christ within. A person like this is all about me and mine, with little to no concern for others. The man in the parable had so many crops that the bounty was so great he had nowhere to store them. So his first thought was, I will take down the old barns and build bigger and better ones. After doing this, I can sit back and relax and never worry myself again about having to gain more. I want to share a story with you about a family from Arkansas. Names and places have been changed to protect the innocent. This is about the Boone family from Stone Creek, Arkansas. They were a very large family with many children. They were of little means, had very little wealth, and no power. Yet the parents knew the value of love, honor, and respect. They understood the value of good work ethics and did their best to instill those principles in their children. Somehow, out of nothing, the family created a small business that was a great service to the community. And before long, they had amassed a great bit of wealth. That family never focused on me or mine. They never missed the opportunity to give to the community and to their churches. Even after their own death, the parents' values continued to be a source of great blessings for the community, far and wide, and in ways that the community would never know. This giving spirit did not always have to be financial in nature. I can remember stories about how this family would share some of their greatest gifts. The gifts of their home, their heart, and their love. A large community cookout for the 4th of July each year, with all the food provided for the townspeople to come and share in the bounty, good entertainment, great hospitality. A time for a community to come together, not to see the wealth that this family had founded, but to be a part of the blessing that this family wanted to share. We at this church attempt to do the same thing. We do not have much, But we also do not live an extravagant lifestyle in this church. Neither one of your pastors I've ever say he's been. That's hard. Can't even afford a commercial airline ticket, much less a private jet. Life's tough. That is what the true church of the Christ is about. It is within the Christ that we share with others that we truly find the spirit of peace. Let us also look at the first reading from Colossians this morning. People of that day had a strong belief that when a person physically died, they were hidden within the earth. So it became the belief that if a person experienced a baptism into the life of Christ, they also were hidden away in the Christ. And then Christ was seen thereafter. That Christ can only be seen if we are willing to put aside some of the insanity of this world and be at peace with the Christ within us. We, of course, are creatures of this planet. We cannot ignore the world. We must be good stewards of this world to share with all the other people in our lives. We must be good stewards even of the planet itself and care for this earth. Imagine, if you will, if we could truly embody and embrace the concept of Mother Earth, how we would learn to show so much more respect and love for our precious gift that we have been given. There's no way we would be apart or allow anyone else to show harm to this earth. No matter how bad of a mother a woman can be, or a mother figure that a man can be, there's still love. There's still a respect. There's still lifting them up. Could you imagine if we did that with our earth? The bounty we could share in. We wouldn't need to tear down barns to build new ones because everything we would have wouldn't fit in a barn. It would be bubbling over inside us. The Christ within would be showing forth. It does not matter how much we have in the form of possessions. The most important and cherished thing you have is yourself. We have in this community great things going on. We have in this church great things. I know a lot of you may get tired of me saying things like, we collect art supplies for lifestyles. You want a good feeling in your heart today? Take a few minutes after service today and look at the handwritten thank you cards from those students at Lifestyles that came in this week. The food drive for HIV Arkansas coming up for Thanksgiving. There's a group in town who helps us each year. And they help us sometimes, I think, only because I call them and say, are you going to help us? Will you help us? Yesterday, they called for a different reason, and at the end of the conversation was, can you give us our list of what we need to buy this year for HIV Arkansas? For the food baskets. Didn't have to ask. That's us showing the Christ within. When other people are willing to step forward and say, we see what happens. We want to be a part of it. We want to value that. Seven Hills Homeless Shelter. I personally do not like a Christmas tree in a sanctuary. It went up every year. And every year we fill it with clothes, socks, underwear, bras, and panties. Yes, I said that from the pulpit. And we take it all down to 7 heels. We've even got some members who put together female hygiene kits because those gifts are so rare. Homeless shelter. One of our members used to drive by, I don't know if they still do, 7 heels on the way to work every morning, and would chuckle because the bag that they had made, they would see some homeless person walking down the street with it. It was just a good feeling. That's sharing the Christ within us. Please share yourself with other people. You never know that perhaps just a simple sharing of yourself, your time, or your energy may be exactly what is needed in another person's journey. You never know if that forgiveness you have to offer somebody is going to get them through to another day or to accept themselves at a greater level. Share the Christ that is within you. Do not withhold it. Not only to other people, but do not withhold it from yourself. Amen.